Hey guys, what's going on? Thought I'd give you a little update on the WR250R. So, since the last video, I've done a couple more things to it. I've gone with the Dunlop D606 front and rear. They are a vast improvement over the stock tires. Personally, I don't even think this bike is safe to ride stock. I mean, even anything that's loose, any kind of dirt that's loose, this bike just slips and slides all over the place. But now it's a lot better. The other thing I did was went with a 49 tooth rear sprocket, and that really helps things out. I don't think I've stalled the bike once since getting this sprocket, and before, when riding in the woods, it's just so easy to stall. It's annoying. So it makes power down low much better now, and it's a huge improvement. So those two things, the tires and the sprocket, really make this bike a lot better. It's almost just mandatory. You pretty much have to do it. Now the other thing I had him do was lower it, and there's a stock suspension lowering that you can do. I'm not sure exactly, but it's in here. You just gotta loosen some stuff up. There's a guide online. Just Google it. WR250R lowering. And so there's a rear, and then there's also a front lowering that you can do, which I'm not exactly sure how it's done. I didn't have the right tools to do it, so I just had him do it. And because of the increased height of the tires, I didn't really want to raise the bike anymore. It was already tall. So now that it's been lowered about an inch, I think it is actually a little lower than stock with these new tires, which is good because it actually feels much better now. It's just a little bit lower, I think. Not much, but it does seem to help. And yeah, I prefer the bike to be a little lower. I mean, I'm already pretty tall as it is. I'm 6'3" with about a 35-inch inseam, which is taller than most riders, I would say. And it really fits perfect now. I mean, it was fine before, but I'd prefer it to just be a little lower. It seems easier to handle when you don't have to reach way down to find the ground. So yeah, those are the updates I've done. I'm still gonna put the bag on the fender. I went with a different one. I bought the Kriega US5, and it was too big. I didn't like the way it looked, so I returned it and went with the smaller dirt bike gear bag that they make, and I'll post a video of that soon. I'm already at 590 miles, which actually is not that much. I don't get a whole lot of time to ride, so I'm going to do my oil change pretty soon. It feels a whole lot more like a dirt bike now that I've changed out the sprocket and the tires. I wasn't sure which size sprocket to go with, but I read online a lot of people were going with 47 tooths, and you know, because the D606s have a larger profile, it's the equivalent of taking away teeth in the rear. And I read on a forum, some guy said it's equivalent to taking away 2 teeth. So I just assumed he was correct, and therefore went to a 49 tooth to have about a 47 tooth with stock tires, or tires of the same size as the stock tires. And the gearing is perfect. First gear is really low. I mean, you can tractor all day long. I don't think I'd want it to go any lower, really. There'd be no need for it to go any lower. And although I haven't gotten up to highway speeds, I've been in 5th gear and it's been pretty comfortable. I'd say if I was in 6th, wide open, I'd be going over any speed limit in the United States. Maybe not in Texas, I don't know. It'd probably be going at least 75, I would say. Which is fine. I mean, it's a dual sport. I wanted to have an emphasis on dirt. Even if I do more street riding than dirt, I still want it to be more like a dirt bike, because where you need the most performance is in the dirt. I mean, if the thing cannot ride on the dirt, forget it. I mean, who needs it? So I'd rather lose ability on the street all day than not have ability in the dirt. And I don't really push it on the street. I don't take sharp corners. I don't really do anything crazy on the street. I'm happy with just riding it modestly, so it's better to just have more dirt performance, in my opinion. I gotta say, the looks that I get from people out on the street in their cars, on the sidewalks, whatever, is absolutely hilarious. I love it. I get these looks all the time, like, you don't belong out here, that's a dirt bike. And they look at me as if, oh shit, he's gonna get caught by the cops. And they just have no idea that this thing is street legal. I don't think, especially in Massachusetts, I don't think people are really aware of dual sports, at least to my knowledge. It just seems like people look at it, they think I'm just on a dirt bike, you know, going to the grocery store, whatever. It's funny. It's really funny. So the next time I go to change these tires, which hopefully will be about maybe 4,000 miles or something like that, I'll just do it myself. The reason I wanted him to do it is because it's the first time that these tires have been changed, and they needed rim locks, and they needed to be properly balanced, and I prefer to just have him do that. So hopefully next time when I go to do it, it's pretty much all set. It wasn't cheap, man. I mean, to have him change out the tires, put the rim locks on, mount them, balance them, get the sprocket, put that on, lower it, that was $600, including parts and labor. So yeah, I mean, it's not cheap to have a dealer do the work for you, but at least I know that the tires aren't going to fall off on the highway or whatever. It's a good feeling. But I should be able to do it next time without much of an issue. See, that was in second gear, and that didn't stall. I mean, that's crazy, because if I was in first gear with the stock gearing, that probably would have stalled. Maybe not, but it would have been close. I mean, there's already been a handful of times where I said, shit, man, if I was in stock gearing, I would be on the ground right now because it would have stalled. I mean, it's just way more usable, and it really doesn't mess you up on the street. I mean, first gear, you got to get out of it right away. You know, if you're coming out of a stoplight, you're just first, second right away, but that's not really a problem. That's easy to do. I mean, what's hard is if you're trying to climb a steep rocky hill and you can't keep the revs up enough and you just stall it out. I mean, the gearing really sucked on the stock bike. Now it's a whole lot better.
And now,
Oh, balls.